Hello. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Saturday Morning with Dawn Michelle. How are you doing? I'm feeling a little nervous today. I'm just going to take a breath while you guys sign on. It's so good to see you. Welcome. How are you doing? Are you guys handling your quarantine? Hello, Maureen. Good morning. Good morning, guys. As you sign on, feel free to comment so I know you're there. Hi, Lisa. Good morning. I'd love to see you guys. Hey, Addie. Good morning. Thank you for joining me today. I don't even kind of want to ask how you're doing because it's tough, right? This has been a long time. I saw my neighbor and she's like, I think it's day 5063 of the quarantine. And I was like, I think you might be right. Oh well, what are you gonna do, right? Like, I'd love for it to be over, but it's not. So we're just gonna make the best of it, look on the bright side, and enjoy this, because this is going away when we open back up. Hi, Mom. Good morning. So I thought I would talk to you guys today about crystals. My goal with these and with Tranquility Within is to help you feel good on the inside, right? Give you something to smile about, increase your well-being. And crystals do that. And they're a really large part of Tranquility Within's gift shop. So I thought, let's take this opportunity and talk about crystals. So, hi Janine, good morning. So what I thought I would do is do like the top 10 questions asked at Tranquility Within. And I actually came up with 9. So we'll start with those. So the first question I get is, how do crystals work? So the idea is we all have a vibration, right? Everything has a vibration. And crystals are of the earth, and crystals have a vibration. So when you're with someone who has a negative vibration, you can feel it, right? Like it kind of impacts you. You walk away from the conversation, maybe not as high flying as you were. And maybe hopefully you watch this video and it raises your vibration, right? So crystals work like that. They can impact your vibration just like a person can. And so the next question is, how do I use crystals? What do I do with them? Well, there's lots of things you could do with them. I say the most popular thing to do is to hold them, like I am right now with my black tourmaline. I also have, I couldn't really get it in the camera real well. Hi, Lena. Good morning. But I have over here a table next to me with like a bunch of crystals on it. I feel like I want to do like a show and tell, like, look at my crystals. Where was I? Okay, how do you use them? So most people start out by buying a small stone, a tumbled stone, and they carry it around with them. So we find that the more you're actually, good morning, Paul, the more you're actually touching your stones, the more the vibration can affect you. So you might buy them. Some people buy them and they like just keep like a gathering of them, a grouping of them, like in a pouch in their purse. And I think that's fine, but I don't really feel like you get the energy off of them as much as if you actually, hold them. So I like to keep a couple in my pocket, and I have an intention that day, right? So I'm sure you can imagine. Thank you for all the hearts, everybody. I'm sure you can imagine. I have a pretty big selection of tumbled stones because when I'm in the store, I just kind of, take them. So I start the morning. I keep mine on my windowsill, and I'll say, what do I need today? Do I need self-confidence? Do I need patience? I want to be more loving? Whatever it is, do I need to calm down? I pick the stones for that day and I put them in my pocket. And that way I can reach my hands in my pockets and hold my stones, and nobody needs to know. And it's very calming for me. So that's one way you can do them. Or, good morning, Erica. Another thing that you could do is hold your crystals while you meditate. I think that's a really popular option because you can get, bring that energy into your meditation. Maybe you want to ground or relax, or, maybe it's just your favorite crystal and you enjoy holding it. I gotta look at my notes. Hold on. There's so much more I wanted to say about this. Oh, right. So stones are used by energy healers, right? Because they affect your vibration, they affect your chakras. And so energy healers can use them to adjust the energy in your body. Um, and then they can also change the energy in a room. So maybe like a little tumbled stone's not going to do it for you, but like we sell, like if you've been to Tranquility Within, you know that we have giant amethyst, right? A big cathedral. That, I believe, changes the energy in the room because it's so big. So you can use it like that. Maybe you have a smaller one. I'm going to do show and tell. This is my favorite. Can you guys see this? I don't know if it's going to be clear. All I see is your bubbles. Here, I put it up here. This is celestite. I keep this one by my desk. And I find it very calming. So if I get a little uptight or anxious or annoyed, you know, I can look at my crystal and calm down. So it can change your energy, but also the energy in your environment. And the other thing you can do with crystals, which is really cool, is you can set an intention. So say you have a goal. It could be something simple like I want to walk every day, or I want to have more patience, whatever it is. You write down your goal on your paper, and then you take your crystal and you set your intention into it and say, you know, I want this crystal to have the intention of helping me walk every day. And you put it on your paper and you leave it there. And what's great about it is every time you walk past your crystal, you know, you think about your intention. So that's a great way to use them too. Hello, Rebecca, which makes me keep in mind, you can also use crystals as jewelry, right? Rebecca does our wire wrapping class. And while we're at it, I'll just show you. This one was not made by Rebecca. I made this before I opened Tranquility Within. But Rebecca teaches a class like this, and you learn how to, I made this myself. You learn how to wrap the crystals, which is kind of fun. We're thinking about doing a class virtually, so if you guys are interested, let me know. Hello, Kelly. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so the third question that I get asked all the time is, can you store your crystals together? So this is kind of like one of those like yes, no questions. You can store them all together. I don't really think it's going to hurt your crystals unless they damage each other, right? Like if you have a really rough one with maybe a softer crystal, maybe they'll scratch each other. But there's also the idea, hello April, hello Erica. I hope you guys don't mind, I keep interrupting. I just love saying hello to everyone. But I feel like crystals are better off stored separately. Like I do it on my windowsill, right? They're all kind of separated. And I feel like that way you can get the energy, they don't commingle their energy, you know? The other thing is you might use a stone to absorb negative energy, like black tourmaline, right? So say you've been carrying your black tourmaline around with you, maybe you even had it at work with you, like in a toxic environment, wherever that may be, and you feel like it has absorbed some energy. So if you take that stone, which has absorbed the negative energy, and then you just put it in a bag with a whole bunch of other crystals, the idea is it could like infect them, right? Like share that negativity to the other stones. So if you want to store them all together, we suggest that you clear them first before you do that. Which brings up the next question we get asked a lot. Do I need to clear my stones? So there's two words that are used a lot, charging your stones and clearing your stones. So I'm not an expert in this area, but it's my understanding that like charging the stones would be like re-energizing them, right? Whereas clearing them would be like cleaning them, like getting the energy back to where you want it to be. So how do you do that? I have been told so many different methods on how to clear your crystals. So recharging generally is done under a full moon, right? You take your crystals, you put them outside, let them spend the night under a clear sky with a full moon, and they should be as charged as they can get. Now, clearing them is important, and I do recommend when you buy crystals that you clear them, because think about where these crystals have been, right, before they got to you. They've been mined, they might have been tumbled and polished, they're sold to a wholesaler who then sells them to me, they drive on a truck, right? You know what I mean? So like, it's good for you to clear them when you get home. So How do you do that? There's a lot of different ways. Some of the more popular ways are to leave them out in the sun or the moon for about 4 hours. You want to be careful with the sun, you know, because a lot of them could fade. Like especially I have a carnelian, which they fade all the time in the sun. You could put them in salt water, or even just some cool tap water, but do be careful because some crystals don't like water, like selenite. I'm just reading these comments here. Okay, so anyway, sorry, totally got distracted. So you can clear them with the sun, the moon. Okay, salt water is very, very popular, but be careful, like I said, especially selenite. Don't get that wet. And I used to work with an energy healer. She lived in an apartment, and she literally had a pot of soil, and she would put her stones in the soil overnight, and she felt like that really cleared her stones. You can use smoke from sage, like a clearing spray maybe, and then you also, can we take them to the beach to clear? There's a question here. I don't see why not. I mean, if you're just like putting them in the sun or the salt water, but again, just look it up first and see what, you know, you could do a Google search, you know, what stones don't like to be wet. The sage of the smoke, so I'm sorry, sage smoke. What else did I have on here? Oh, and then the other one is setting an intention. So you should be able to just ask the universe to clear your stones, right? Like say a little prayer, a little intention, ask that all your stones are cleared, and that should work too. All right, so now we're up to question number 5. What is the difference between tumbled stones and rough stones? Okay, this is a big one because we sell them both. So I think it comes to which one should you buy, comes to personal preference, but let me just do a little show and tell. All right, so let's see if you guys can see this. I don't know how clear it's gonna show. This is a rough tiger's eye. Do you see that? Like there's no polish on it. It's not been tumbled into a perfect shape, right? And then here, like this is Larimar, okay? See how that's like perfectly polished, perfectly smooth? Okay, so that one's tumbled. So which one is the right one for you? Again, personal preference, but there's two main things that I think about when I'm picking my stone. I personally like rough better for getting the energy off the crystal. If I'm going to use it to meditate or like to start these things, I always have my black tourmaline, which I'll show you. Look at this guy. This would be considered like a log. I feel like I get the energy better off a rough stone. But the thing about rough stones are they hurt in my pockets. So I always carry tumbled stones in my pockets, but I use the rough ones to meditate with. Hello, everyone. What do we got here? Hi, Lisa. You have Larimar. Rebecca, we have Larimar in the store. We sell them. They're in the front counter. Okay. Okay, a question here, like what are different shapes used for? I think that's a pretty good question. When crystals have a point, okay, they're said to like sort of direct energy. All right, I'm trying to see what I have. Okay, I've got this really nice, actually my nephew gave this to me, my nephew Ben. This is an amethyst point. Okay, so the idea is that this can direct energy. So you could use this in crystal grids. If it's on a wand, it's really good for energy work. You could, you know, direct the energy into your client. And it's also really good for if you're going to set that intention, right? If you're going to write it on paper and you want to put a crystal on top of it, I would definitely recommend like a generator, which sits and has a point at the top. I couldn't find, I have a really nice one. I couldn't find mine. I don't know. I lost it. Okay, then this is the first crystal I ever bought, right? This is a rose quartz. It almost looks like clear quartz, but it's rose. This thing is huge, like it's the size of my face. They're just fun, right? I think spears are fun just for decoration, but they're also like smaller ones are really nice to hold during meditation. This guy is a carnelian. It's kind of like an egg shape, but not really. Eggs are good for used for fertility if you're trying to get pregnant, and they're just great for meditating. It's a great little shape to hold. I have one here. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. This is a worry stone. Do you see how it kind of has like that dip? The idea is that you'd put your thumb in there and you hold on to it, and it's really nice to like rub. These are great pocket stones. What else did I want to tell you? Most bigger stones are not, tumbled. They're rough like this rose quartz. And these are great for, the energy in a room. All right, I'm getting off track. Let me just look at this. All right. Oh, okay. And this is the best question. What is the best stone for me? So I say, look at the stones. When you come into Tranquility Within, I mean, if you've been there, we have tables upon tables of these pocket stones. And the idea is, which stone are you drawn to, right? Like, which stone are you like, wow, I can't stop looking at that carnelian, or, oh my God, that blue lace is just calling me. Okay, right? So that's your inner being's way of telling you what's the right stone for you. If that doesn't work, of course we put the cards, in all the bowls so you could read them. And crystals also work really well with your chakras. So that's a great way to pick a stone too. Like if you're feeling anxious, a light blue stone is a really good choice. If you want to open up your heart, or you have trauma, you might want a green stone for like the heart chakra, or a pink stone. The black stones are really good at like protection and grounding, right? And you could do, like I was showing before, I have a red jasper here, or the tiger's eye I showed you. Those are great for grounding. They work with the root chakra. So you can pick out a stone, like that. We made these like stone sets. Like there's one for grief and one for fertility, one for love, and all the things that we get asked for the most, we have those. So you can see what stones we put in there. We tell you like why they're in the pouch. You can pick one of those, or get the pouch. And oh, my last thing would be like, if you were starting out and you didn't have any crystals, which ones should you buy? Okay, so the first one I would get would be clear quartz. Like that's like the master stone in my opinion, because it's programmable. You can take that clear quartz and you can program it, tell it what you want it to do, and it can also help amplify the energy of other crystals, right? So I would get clear quartz. I would get amethyst, which is great for opening up your crown, connecting to spirit. It's also like an immune booster. I would get rose quartz. That's for your heart. Selenite is terrific. I have like this tiny little wand of selenite. I generally take home things that I don't feel are appropriate to sell. So that's what I have, like misfits, and some beauties. No offense, crystals. And so I would take selenite, because selenite clears other crystals and it also clears energy. I would definitely have citrine. Citrine is great for your solar plexus, and energy and vibrancy. It's also good for money, if you're trying to attract money. And I would have black tourmaline. Black tourmaline repels negative energy, it absorbs negative energy, and I find it like super grounding. Let me just see these questions. How do you program a quartz? I don't know, other than to hold it and set your intention into it, but I know there's more to it. And that leads me to the next thing I wanted to say, is that we do have like a crystals 101 class. All right, Janine hosts that, and it's a lot more. There's a lot more in that class than what I'm saying here. I just kind of wanted to talk about the basics. And so we do have Crystals 101 when we come back online. And Janine teaches our Thursday night meditation class, and she has just decided to launch it virtually. So I put it on MindBody yesterday. She'll be having it this Thursday, and I guess every Thursday. And it's the same idea. It's $10. You just pay online. She's doing it over Zoom. We'll send you the Zoom information, which should be safe now. They've changed up the software, and you could do Thursday night meditations with Janine. So I'm pretty much done talking about the crystals, but if you do have any other questions, type them up and I'll see if I can answer them. But I want to announce, I'm super, super excited to tell you that our online store is open. Yay! I've spent an enormous amount of time getting our products on there, and Olivia has taken the most beautiful pictures of our tumbled stones and bracelets. And you can do a local pickup for our online store. So you could pick it up today. We're open every Saturday and Wednesday for carryout. Not all of our products are on there. It takes a long time. But like our big ones are on there. So if you want to see what tarot decks we have, they're all on there. All of our tumbled stones are on there. I think almost all of our bracelets, just the chip and the bead bracelets are on there. I got sidetracked. So, Maureen went on our website and it's good. Yeah, we got a couple of orders. Super exciting. Those people have been picking up today. So I hope that you enjoy it. I hope you like it. And, oh yeah, the candles are on there. Thanks, Maureen. Well, our candles are on there. So that's pretty much it. Oh, let me hear Kelly's. Oh, Kelly came and they did a local pickup for Mother's Day and they got our baskets. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for supporting us, and she loved them, and that was fantastic. Paul likes it. Oh, thank you, guys. Yeah, so Rebecca placed an order. She's picking up today. So thank you guys for your support. I appreciate it. And thank you for your feedback and telling me how much you like these Saturday morning, Facebook Lives. It helps me keep going. Because a lot of times I feel like I'm just talking to myself. All right, guys, hang in there. We're gonna get through this. It's gonna end eventually, and hopefully we're all getting something positive out of it. Hopefully some like inner growth or downtime, relaxation, or something positive. Thank you for the hearts. I love you guys. Have a great day, and I will see you next Saturday. Mwah!